What's going on, everybody? This is. Let's go.
Wow. Hello, everybody. You know, this was supposed to be a little gathering in like a plant. This was supposed to be just a little gathering. There's a lot of people outside trying to get in. Well, I want to thank everybody, and I want to say a very, very special hello to Scranton and also to Pennsylvania. Can you all hear me? Yeah. Turn this sucker up, please. Turn it up. Get this mic turned up, because I heard somebody say louder. I've never had that. I've never heard that before. Turn it up. It's great to be back in the beautiful Commonwealth with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. Just 27 days from now, we are going to win Pennsylvania. We are going to defeat Lion Kamala Harris. Lion Kamala, she's a liar. We're going to make America great again, right? And as you know, early voting is underway, so when the polls open tomorrow, we're here, we're finally here. And you know, we're way up in your, I want to say, look, let's do it this way. The main thing is to win. Let's say we're 1 point down. I don't want to tell you. We're actually up. But I want to say we're 1 point down. Everybody get to the polls so we get these horrible politicians out of there. We want to get rid of them. No, we're actually up in the polls in Pennsylvania, in Michigan, in Arizona just came out. We're up in Arizona very substantially. We're way up in the polls, and the only place we're down, New York Times has a headline that we're down a little bit, but they're the only poll. Every poll, you got to see these polls. They're the best polls. New York Times is, we call it the failing New York Times. It's fake news. These people are sick. You remember in 2016, they had to do an editorial apologizing to their readers because they said, he's going to lose, he's going to lose. I swear he's going to lose. And then I won, and they lost thousands and thousands of, I love that, gonna happen again. No, I came on today to the plane, and Susie and everybody says, sir, you're up in this poll, you're up in this poll, you're up in this poll, you're up in every poll. And then I picked up the New York Times. It said, I'm losing by a whisker. They hope. They hope. No, they're fake news. You know, they're all fake news, these people. They're so crooked. They're so crooked. They're the enemy of people. They are. They are the enemy of the people. So get everyone you know and vote immediately, because that's the only one that counts, you know? November 5th, that's called our big poll. That's the real poll, right? And they're going to cheat like hell and everything else. You know, if they only cheat a lot, we're in great shape. But if they cheat in record-setting numbers, which they're capable of doing, I can't promise, but they are cheaters. That's the way they do. When they have their first meetings, our first meeting is, where would be a good place to go? How about Scranton? You know what their first meeting is? Their first meeting is, how do we cheat? How do we cheat? That's all they, because, you know, when you think about it, who can win with high taxes, open borders, allowing murderers to come in? You saw that last week? 13,099 murderers allowed to come in through them. Over 13, many of them have murdered more than one person. Is there anybody in the audience that's in that? Because if they are, we want to get the hell out of here, or get him out of here. If we win Pennsylvania, we win the whole thing. It's very simple. And your taxes will come down, and your safety will go up. But we had an incredible evening here on Saturday. You probably heard about it. Maybe some did, maybe some didn't. I don't know. It was in a beautiful place called Butler, Pennsylvania. And we were celebrating the brave firefighter, Corey, who sacrificed his life in the attack 12 weeks ago now. lost 13 soldiers, great soldiers. Top of his wife, and the two went, and they had unbelievable in the form of doctors, two separate doctors, and they saved their lives. But Corey was hit bad. He was hit hard. He was hit hard. But I thought what I'd do. He was hit hard. But I thought what I'd do. You know, one thing, and I didn't want to say it the other night, it wouldn't have been appropriate, but one thing nice that we, you know, he lied, it was terrible. Now you have lying Kamala, she lies about everything, including where she worked. Remember, I worked so hard at McDonald's, it was unbelievable. I stood over the French fries all summer, winter, fall, spring. She never worked there, she lied. You know the beauty of that? They'll say, oh, it's so terrible to bring that up. It's so simple. Oh, it's so terrible to bring that up. It's so simple. No, David, the beauty of that, it's so simple. It's so easy to understand. She said she worked like a dog in McDonald's, and it never happened. She didn't work there. That's better than some complex, long story that I have to before we get to the fact that she's a no-good liar. But you know what's more important about her? I don't like her. You know what's more important about her? She's just led the worst rescue operation in history in North Carolina. The worst. And we have another big one coming in, but the worst, the one in North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Virginia, it was pieces of Florida got hit. I mean, it's incredible. The worst ever, they say. They had no money. You know where they gave the money? To illegal immigrants coming in, many of whom are killers, many of whom are drug dealers, many of whom are gang members, and many of whom came out of prisons from all over the world. You know, they come out of prisons all over the world, and they drop them in our country. And you know that the prison population all over the world is down because they put them in our country. They come from the Congo in Africa, many prisoners from the Congo. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. It's lovely to have you. They come from the Congo. They come from the Middle East. They come from Asia. They come from all over the world. They also come from South America, but not as many as you think, a lot. But, you know, everyone thinks they come from a few countries in South. No, they're coming from dumping them in our country because they think we have stupid people leading our country. And on that, I agree with them. Sleepy Joe. Although Joe's looking pretty good lately, I tell you, he's looking pretty good compared to Kamala, I say, right? It's the first time I said, you know, this guy's starting to look sharper. He's starting to look sharper because we're comparing it, and he's angry at her, and he hates her. The only question is, I think he hates her almost as much as he hates me. No. And I think he might be willing to. He can't take much more. It was an overthrow, okay? It was an overthrow. And he's having a hard time saying, you know, he did it voluntarily. He didn't. They pulled out, you know what they did, right? Article what? 25. That's what they did. And they said, you're sick, you're not going to go on. He got 14 million votes. He got 14, think of it. He got 14, she got none. That's something, huh? Isn't that something? We have some very big ones coming. We have some very big ones coming. We just rented Madison Square Garden. We're going to make a play. We're going to make a play for New York. Hasn't been done in a long time. It hasn't been done in many decades, but we're going to make, how could New York be run worse than it is, right? With all the problem, everything is corrupt in New York, and we're going to make a play, and let's see. I mean, I think that, you know, the migrants The migrants have taken over Madison Avenue. They've taken over Fifth Avenue. They've taken over the parks. The kids can't play Little League. You know, it sounds like a trivial thing. It's a big deal when you have a son that's a Little League player and he can't play. So we're going to go Madison Square Garden. We went to the Coliseum, Nassau Coliseum. We could have filled up the Nassau Coliseum 3 times. It was incredible. We left there a few weeks ago. It was incredible. So we're doing Madison Square. We're going to go the arena in Atlanta, if we can get it. We're going to go the arena in New Jersey, if we can get it. You have to get it. But we're doing arenas because the crowds are so big. And we're making a play for New Jersey. We're making a play for Virginia. We're making a play for New York. New Mexico. Minnesota, where this lunatic comes from. I'm doing well, and you know why I'm doing well in Minnesota? Because he's running. They actually, it's supposed to be the opposite way, right? If Kamala Harris gets 4 more years, she will annihilate the Pennsylvania energy industry, plunging communities across the Commonwealth into darkness and despair. That's what's going to happen. Your jobs will be down, and your salaries will follow. Congratulations, everybody. It's not going to let it happen. We're not going to let her destroy. You know, she destroyed San Francisco. We're not going to let her destroy this country. She shouldn't be here. We shouldn't be. You know, how would you like to be me? We spent $150 million destroying Biden, which wasn't that hard, actually. All you had to do is hold up his record. But we had the debate, and then after the debate, he was down so much, and they went to him, and that's when they went to him. So we get rid of him. This is like a fighter. A fighter's doing badly. He's losing badly. And Dana White says, well, you know what I'll do? I'll put in another fighter to fight. You got to take 2 people. And so now they put this total Marxist, communist person in there. But people have figured it out. She had a very bad day yesterday, and we're going to talk about that. She had a bad day. She had a bad day. Kamala Harris was one of the original sponsors of the socialist Green New scam. You know that. Where they want to spend $93 billion. 93. No, they want to spend, actually, she's spending $93 billion in a short, but they actually, their ultimate plan is for $94 trillion to be spent. 94, listen to this. That's more than China and the rest of the world could spend if they really wanted to in 25 years. 94 trillion, we're going to clean the air so that when China comes here and takes us over, they'll have a nice, clear atmosphere, because that's what they're doing. They're sacrificing our military and everything else. These people are crazy. She said repeatedly that she wants to ban fracking her whole life. We will ban fracking. We will stop. You know, I flew over some of those beautiful windmills. They're falling down, by the way. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. That gorgeous, beautiful Pennsylvania countryside. They got these big, ugly suckers hanging down. They're rusting and rotting. Half of them weren't spinning, and the ones that were going so slow. They were going, it's not too windy, but, you know, they're going like slow. The other ones were just dead. But they're all rusting and disgusting looking. And then, you know, the environmentalists say that it's also, very importantly, the most expensive form of energy there is. You cannot get more expensive. The wind. The wind, it sounds so wonderful. The wind is bullshit. I'll tell you, it's horrible. So expensive. It's just too expensive. It doesn't work. All of that to do, you know, 0.1%. I mean, the whole thing is crazy. Pennsylvania with a natural...
An ability to transition into the jobs of the future. An ability to transition into the jobs of the future.
Can we afford it?
Of course we can afford it. It's not about a cost.
Kamala Harris pushed the far-left Green New Deal. That means huge new taxes, increased utility bills, and banning gas cars.
That's why I am committed to passing a Green New Deal and finally putting an end to fracking once and for all.
Kamala just don't give a frack.
Kamala's fracking ban would kill jobs and raise gas prices. Kamala doesn't give a frack about you. Only President Trump will bring back Trump's strong economy.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Thank you. So when I'm president of the United States, and we did one great job. We did great in 2016. We actually did much better in 2020, but we're going to be very careful. We're not going to let that happen again. On day one, I will tell Pennsylvania energy workers to frack, 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 and drill, 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 baby, drill. We're going to frack, frack, frack. We will have energy independence and energy dominance as we did just 4 short years ago. We were energy independent 4 years ago. Can you believe? Now we get our energy from Venezuela. What's that all about? From Venezuela. Isn't that wonderful? But if Kamala is reelected, your costs will go up and your lights will go out. That's what's going to happen. These stupid people. It's hard to believe. You know, you get angry because they're just, sometimes you get, and you want to be lighthearted, right? And we have a great audience of people that love the country, people that built the country. You built the country. And then you see these people, they want to destroy it. And by the end of your speech, you're furious. You know, you're furious because all the stuff that we're saying, it's true. They want to destroy the country. Remember, she will never, ever let you frack. You're not going to frack. If she won, you're not going to frack. She's been against it her whole life. She just did this for an election. Even now, Kamala's Green New Deal mandates are regulations that are impossible to enforce. As an example, forcing power plants to shut down all across the country. More than 50 plants have recently, mostly in women, by the way. That includes, so when women say, oh, I don't know if I like Trump, I was the one, that is the most heinous thing. Human trafficking, mostly in women.